Yes, yes.
So let us start. So now you can see already we have discussed about this thing, that first initially here the transition will take place and rotation will take place. Then next one will be rotational and transitional effect. So this effect will be very fast. So we couldn't make out what is the effect actually, what is the motion actually. Okay. So next we can see here, I have considered that AB link. Okay. This AB link will be moving ahead like this, and it will be going and it will be getting a new position, that is A1 and B1. Okay. So now I'm considering this as a pure rotation. Okay. You can see here this, the graph it is showing graphically, the arrow, the pink color arrow you can see. I will consider this is a pure rotation. So what happens here now, once this link jumps to this here with rotation, I will just bisect this point from B to B1 point. I will just bisect this and I will just draw one line like this. Okay, vertical line, perpendicular you can say. And then I will just A and A1 point also I will bisect. That is nothing but M point. So I will just drop this here. So somewhere these both lines it will meet. Okay, this will meet. So that point, and then I'll be joining this AI, BI, B1 and this what do you call I, and A1 and I. This point I'll be joining. So whatever this I, whatever I'll get, that is known as in my instantaneous center of rotation. Okay, it is also known as a virtual center. Okay, so now this is the basic thing. So now you can see here, if suppose the same thing A and B. Okay, the next point if I take A2 and B2 here, if I take A2 and B2, so then again I will get somewhat I. Okay, one center I will get I. So similarly, if I go on doing like this, that I'll name it as I1. Then again I2. See, if I go on do like this, there will be the curve will be, I'll be getting one curve. So that curve will be passing from one points, that's I1, I2, I3 like this point. So this is known as an exodes. Okay, these are known as an exodes. You can see the locus of, sorry, these are known as an centroid. Sorry, these are not exodes. Sorry, centroid. The locus of such instantaneous center means what? If I take one more position here, like A2, B2, then A3, B3. If I go on continuing, and if I, you know, lines, and if I join those points, I will get I1, I2, I3 like this. Those points I will get. So those are nothing but in, those are called as in centroid. Okay, those points are known as in centroid. Okay, and you can see here I. Okay, if you see this now vertically, like this vertically, if you see, means this is suppose consider this as a side view. Okay, this is a side view like this, or I'll draw it better way. I'll draw it. Yeah, let's draw this. Okay, can you see now? So now you can see here, this centers, if I draw like this, if this is my one link A1 B1, and this is my A1 B1, this is A and B. Now again this is my A2 B2, and this line will be my A3 B3. Okay, so I'll just name it very fast. So this is my sorry, I'll just write it with capitals. Okay. This is my A, this is my B. So similarly, if I go on A1, this is A2, oh sorry, B2, B1. So similarly, this is my B, sorry, A1, sorry, 2. And this is my B2.
Okay.
So this is my, again, last point, that is A3. So as on goes, as on, okay, you can do it. This is B3. So likewise, if I do it, so what happened when I'll join this line? You can see very carefully. If I join this line, when I say I will join, means if I, this is the rotation now. You can see this is the rotation that I'll not show here. I'll just show the arrow. You can see here. I'll just show the arrow here. This is just the rotation. You can see it is moving like this. I'll just, okay. it is considered as a pure rotation. So what happens here now, when I will be joining this line, I will get one point. You can see here. So this is nothing but as my I point. Yeah, I'll just mark this as a capital I. This is nothing but as in my I point. That is instantaneous center. I point means instantaneous center. So if I go on doing like this, so from if I join like this point also, you see, you join this like this point. The path, whatever it is following, I'm not showing. But if you go on join this, likewise, or as you can see like this, and then here I do like this. So here again, this I2 I get here, I'll just write by taking these points. Here I'll name it as I2. And then I will say this point as I3. Okay, so similarly, if I go on doing, I will just get here these points, those instantaneous points I'll be getting. So those points, okay, the path on this are known as an centroid. Okay, whatever the points I'm getting with reference to these lines, those are known as an centroid. Means if I if I take a curve here like this, those are known as an centroid. Okay, if I
Yes.
put these points like this continue, if these points, if I go on joining, I'll get one path, and the path in that which the points are situated, those are known as an centroids. Okay, now you can see, if you see from now, I'll just make you more aware that now you are looking like this. If I tell you to look like this, I will just draw very roughly that this is your eye. Or now you're looking from here, no? Now just you look it from here. From here you can see. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Pritam, come please. So just look at this. Look from this direction. Okay. Consider that this is my eye. Okay, consider that this is my eye, and I'm looking in this direction. Okay, I'm looking in this direction. This direction means what? You can see, or else I'll just put it in this way. In this point, this like this. If you see, then here, whatever the point I'm showing the cursor. Okay, just consider that this is my plane. Okay, just consider that this is my plane. Okay, this is my plane, and I will just keep a pen on this plane. Okay, now you'll be getting better idea. This is my plane, so consider whatever I'm just doing on this, all these things on a plane. Okay, so just I'm keeping now pen on this. This is my screen, suppose, and just I'm just uh, uh, putting my pen to show something. So what? So how the pen will be standing? It will not stand vertically. It will stand horizontally. Are you getting me? Horizontally. If I just keep here a pen like this, if I poke a pen here, poke. Okay. If I poke a pen here, it will be horizontally standing. So that is my axis of instantaneous center. Okay, that is my axis of instantaneous center. So similarly, if I poke a point here like this, there will be one axis of what I told you, there will be one axis here. Okay, just imagine, if I put a pen over here and there is one axis I'll be getting on this point. So similarly, if the next point, if I consider, at next point I'll be just poking pen again, then again I'll be getting one more point here, axis. So similar kind of axis, if I go on just looking at this, I'll be getting a different axes on different points. So those points are known as an axodes. Okay, those are known as an axodes. So I'll just write over here in better way. So whatever the eye point you can see here, whatever now this the eye point you can see here, okay, it will have one path like this. It will have a, and it is I1, I2, I3. If I go on doing like this, then it will be having one path, and those point on the path are known as an centroid. Okay, those path on the points are known as an centroid. and you can see the axis. I just mark this, get in a better way. So just a minute. Just see here that this is my suppose axis. I'll just mark this as an axis like this to show like this. Here one more thing axis, and here one more axis. So it is just poking the plane. This is my plane, suppose what I show. So just it is poking here like this. So those plane, the points, okay, whatever the axis we are getting here, whatever those axes are, the reference axis of those instantaneous centers are known as an exodes. Those are known as an exodes.
Exodes.
Okay, clear with this?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Next. Now this is very the basic thing. Okay, this is the rotation of the link I told you, A1, B1. That's what, and these are the instantaneous center, and whatever the curve on these points are known as an centroid. Okay, and whatever the axis of these points are known as an exodes. Okay, now already I have prepared something. I'll just show you. I'll just share it once again. Now, yeah. So next we are dealing with here space and body centroid. Now what is this space and body centroid? Yesterday also I did this in bit. So you can see one link is there, AB. Okay, they'll be having a velocity. Yeah, so you can see the vector velocity. Okay, you can see here this is a rigid body in a plane motion relative to a second body. So this is what these both the points are not in relative motion. Okay, it is a completely rigid link. So you can see here it may be assumed to be rotating about instantaneous center. It is rotating about the instantaneous center. See, you can see the link over here. Its instantaneous center is I1, and it has taken a rotation, and it has reached link over here. That time the velocity will be changing. See, you can see, and I will be having my instantaneous center at I2. Now what it is the instantaneous center is a fixed point in the body which may be considered fixed at any particular moment. The locus of the instantaneous center in space during a definite motion of body is called space centroid. So now here you can see these are known as in space centroid. You can see the lower path. You can see the lower curvature where I1 and I2 are placed. Those are known as in space centroids. And at the same time, you can see the C1 point and C2 point. Those are known as in body centroid. Now, how it works actually, I will show you here. I have already drawn this thing. I will just share with you. Yeah. So already in the diagram, it is shown that this is my link. This is my link like this. They have shown already like this, and they'll be having the velocity here and here the velocity, or here like this. So, and it is moving ahead. So what exactly happens here? You can see this link, if I move, okay, then this point I'll be getting here. You can see here this point. This is my sorry, this is my I1. Okay, this will be the instantaneous center of this. Now how I have drawn this like this, I won't draw this. You can see the velocity, it is, you can see here, simply I won't draw. You can see the velocity vector, it has mentioned like this. So that means it will be perpendicular. So for this, if I draw a perpendicular, it will be coming here. This is my perpendicular. Okay, and this you can see, this is again the B vector. The direction of the B vector is like this. Means this point B is moving with this velocity in direction this. Okay, so for that, if I draw a perpendicular here, it will be coming somewhat here. Okay, and this I'll point extend here, this point I'll extend here. So at somewhere, like, it is like roughly rough drawing I have done, but at somewhere they will meet. So this is my what? This is my I1. This is my I1 center. Okay, this is my I1 center. So I'll just name it as I1. So this is my I1. So same what I told you here. This is my I1 or I dash I'll put. So similarly, now if this link, if it is considered in a pure rotation, means it is rotating now. So you can see here, now this, whatever I have drawn, I'll just make it, or I'll just move it up. Okay. Yeah, I just draw it. Yeah. And here I just touch this. Or else. Yeah. Okay, it is not trying, but you can understand. Okay, I'll draw it once again here. Okay, so that means what? Here somewhere the point is joining here. So I'll just continue this point as a I1. Okay, this point is joining here somewhere. It is joining. So I'll just name this point as I1 or I dash. Okay, or yeah, I dash. I'll just put it I dash. So next here, when this will be in rotation, so the link will be in rotating position, then what happens? The velocity of this point A will be slightly changing. See, the direction was here initially. Then when it takes the rotation, then the velocity has been changed. See, you can see. So that time my velocity direction will be like this. I'm showing like this here. For A and B will be moving in this direction. So when I draw the perpendicular here, you can see the 90 degree. If I put perpendicular, it will be somewhere here. Okay, I'll just make it here. And if I drop a perpendicular here for this, it will be something here. Okay, so this I have drawn a little big, so don't get confused with this. The next one you can see. Now the further position, this center, I will just mark it as I2 or, or I double dash. Then next, if I take this point here, means again it is rotating this point, or the link is rotating. So the link is rotating, the A point will be moving with velocity in the direction this. You can see the arrow direction, and the velocity B point will be with the velocity with direction like this. So now the velocity in the direction for this, then if I drop a perpendicular, it will be clearly here. You can see here only, yeah. And if I do like this, so it will meet somewhat early only. Okay, here only it is meeting, so no need of this. So now you can see here the link is moving with the different direction. This is the rotation. Okay, this is the rotation they are taking place, and this I will name it as I triple dash. Yeah. So what exactly it means that, see here, if you can see this I1, then when link is here AB, then its instantaneous center will be here. Then again it is moving, it is rotating. If it's rotating, then the direction of the vectors will be changing. That means the center automatically it changes. The instantaneous center will be changing. Again it moves ahead, the instantaneous center will be changing. So if I take these points, I, I dash, I2 and I3. So if I join these points continuously, like similarly I4, I will get a curve. Okay, I will just get a curve, and these curves are nothing but are known as I said here, those curves are known as an space centroid. Okay, those are known as an space centroid. Okay, and now yeah, just yeah, yeah. So you can see those are the space centroid. I'll just write it over here. Those are space centroid. Okay, so now got it. What is space centroid? So similarly now here also the same thing, the same link if I take here, okay, A and B, and if I join one link here, that is C. Okay, and if I go on changing the position of this link A, okay, if I just go on changing this link Okay, and just keep add this link here. See, if I just go on changing the position of this link like this, I'll pick here like this and I'll just move it like this, like this, like this. I'll just move it. So when I move it, then the position of this will be changing. See here. Now the AB link, if I just make a rotation for this by picking this A point, then the position will be here and the C link will be here. Then again continue, if I rotate it, then you can see the A is matching almost, it is coming very closer to B. Okay, and this things also, it makes very small angle. So if I just pick these points, and you can see these C points, you can see there, I will get, if I just move this link by picking this A point and I'll just go on moving, then I'll be getting these points C1, C2, C3 like this. I'll just mark this here C1. I will just mark this here C1 only, I'll write. Then here C2 and then C3. So likewise, if I go on doing, I will get a curve. When I join these points, I will get a point. You can see here, I will just get this point here like this with a shape like this, and it will follow a path like this. Okay, so you can see this is nothing but as an body centroid. These are known as an body centroid. You can see here, these are known as an body centroid. Okay, got the difference between space centroid and body centroid. So these are nothing but as in space centroid and body centroid. So now, next one will go. So basically, what does it mean to say? Like, this is basically what the instantaneous center we are getting. This is nothing but as in space centroid, and whatever this point we are getting, this is nothing but as in body centroid. So on that diagram also it is shown that whatever the curvilinear path it is taking downward side, it is space centroid, and the upper side it is body centroid. So basically what it tried to mean that now you can see the triangle A1 B1 C1 is equivalent to triangle A2 B2 C2. Now you can see here. Now I'll just write here triangle. You can see triangle. I don't think here it is. Yeah, I'll just write A1 A1 B1 C1 is equal to A2 B2 C2. Got it? See here, you can see here now. This you consider, I have not named it A1 and B1. You can consider this as a A1 and B1. So that's nothing but A1, B1 and C1 is equal to A2, B2, C2. So similarly, it is also equal to A3, B3, C3. So it says that some point will be lying in between in this path. So okay, some point, if I just point it that point, that CP, okay, that point is on this path, a point I consider one part, one point if I consider here, I'll just make this one point here continuously. And if I consider one point here like this, P here, one point. So what does it says that whatever the A1, B1, C1 triangle was there, the effect of this will be equal to AP, EP and CP. It is same. If I draw one more triangle here, it will be same. The effect of this will be same. The effect of the body center will be same. Okay. So now, how much time is remaining? So any difficulty in this, Pritham?
No, no, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Now here, similarly now, what we can see from the triangle A1, B1, C1 is equivalent to A2, B2, C2. That means what in this diagram? I just want to tell you now. I just want to explain this diagram now. You can see here, and just share this. Okay. So now you can see here that triangle here, you can see A1, B1, C1, A1, B1 and C1 is equivalent to triangle A2, B2, C2. So now A1, B1, C1 is equivalent to A2, B2, C2. you want, then I'll just annote this. You can see here A1, B1 and C1. This triangle is equal to A2, A2, B2, C2. Yeah, this C point here, B2, C2. This, if it is equal, then what does this say? Then A1 C2 equal to A2 I2. That means A1. Now I'll change the color here. A1 C2. Now where is A1 and C2 here? Oh, sorry. A1 C2. You can see here A1 C2. This point I am drawing is A2 A1 C1 is equal to A2 I2. You can see A2 I2. This one. And B1 C2. Now B1 C2 is equivalent to B2 I2. B2 I2 here. Okay, got now this point. So that's why now I'll just make it. Now I have made it colorful. I will just remove this. Now from the diagram itself, you will be able to see. You can see here A1 C2 they have marked as one dash. See here, you can see the one cross. So if this triangle A1 B1 and C1 is equal to A2 B2 C2, then A1 C2 is equal to A2 I2. Can you see this? Only one mark is there here. A1 C2 is equal to A2 I2. So if A1 C2 is equal to A2 I2, that means B1 C2 is equal to B2 I2. You can see here these points. Can you see the first point here A1 C2? That one point is A2
Yes.
I2. And here B1 C2 is equal to B2 I2. Can you see the triangles?
Yes.
Yes. So means what? It's in the simple way that if these triangles are equal, then the effect of this also it will be same. That means A1 we can say it A1 C2 is equal to A2 I2. Okay, and this B1 C2 is equivalent to B2 I2. This the diagram says. Okay, now this was the only idea behind to share with this thing. The next point what we are going to do, I'm just going to take, that is nothing but a very simple thing. Okay, just very simple thing. I just want to tell this. Okay, can you see now? Now here, see here also it is same. See, A1 C2 is equal to A2 I2 and B1 C2 is equal to B2 I2.
Yes.
Okay, can you see now? B1 C2 is equal to B2 I2. That's only it is. So it is nothing but in the similar way, number of position of C1 can be obtained for different position of link A1 B1. So now here, how does the method, how does the velocity, how does the velocity of a point on a link can be measured? So there are two actually methods. One is instantaneous center method and one is relative velocity method. So relative velocity method that will be looking afterwards. That is completely a graphical representation. Okay. And what we are going to deal here with, that is nothing but is an instantaneous center method. Okay. So I shown here the centroid, axos and all by making out the instantaneous center. Those are nothing but that method we will be following here initially. Okay. So now here you can see there is a point here. Okay. This is a plane that one link is there. You can see here AB link. Okay, for that AB link, you can see, I'll just draw it once again otherwise. Okay, now you can see one. I'll not draw the diagram. I'll draw like this diagram. So this is my suppose AB link, correct? I'll just name this as A, and this will be my B. Okay, so this is, so you can understand this is the whatever the plane is there, it is located like this. So I will just telling that the velocity of this link will be running like this. Okay, and the velocity of point B will be like this. Okay, I'll just extend this. Velocity of this will be like this. You can see here it is going up. Just move it up. Yeah. Okay, so now already it has mentioned that the angle for this is nothing but is an alpha. The angle between this is alpha. Okay, so now there is a point here. There is a point you can see as per this. There is a point in between. So now this is nothing but a velocity of A. I'll just mark this velocity A. See, there are the 2 points on this link. So the velocity of this link point A will be in this direction. So I'll name it as velocity VA. And on this point, the velocity will be moving upward. So I'll just name this point as velocity as B. Okay, a small b, you can say. That is capital. Okay, velocity B. Okay, now you just see carefully. We know as per our resolution component. Okay, when we saw the resolution and all, now what I'll be doing now, if my velocity is moving like this, so what will be the direction? It will be perpendicular. So I will just draw a perpendicular from here. Okay, I will just draw a perpendicular line from here because my velocity vector is acting like this. Okay, in the x direction. So I will just draw one perpendicular. You can see here, I'll just draw one perpendicular. Okay, like this. And now here, now velocity of B, it is velocity, a vector is perpendicular. So the perpendicular will be like this. The direction of velocity vector is like this. So that means it is perpendicular. So now whatever this point I got here, that is nothing but is in my I point. It is nothing but is in my I point. That is nothing but it is an instantaneous center of this link. Okay, it is nothing but it is the instantaneous center of this link. Means if this is the link A and B, so what will be the center of this link? This is the I will be the center of this link. So now I'll just see, okay, be careful, very sensitive part is this. Now if I see, look at this, if I resolve this component, what will be my component this side? I can write it as this component as VA cos theta. Okay, theta I can't do it here. I'll make it like this, theta. Okay, and here horizontal component, if I make it like this here, then the horizontal component will be, now this is alpha. Okay, and if I just extend this, you can see here, this is my angle, suppose. So this angle I will mark it as beta. This angle is my beta. Okay, this is my beta angle. So if I resolve this, you can see now the horizontal component of this A will be VA cos theta. And if I consider only this part, you can see that horizontal component for this part will be my what? I'll just write here VB cos theta. Okay, so this will be my VB cos theta. So now this is clear up to here. And what is my instantaneous center? Already we have dropped the perpendiculars for the direction of the velocity, and this is my I center. Okay, so now the next part, what we are going to do is, yes, okay. So you can see here, now you can see here, this part already I have not drawn this part. This angle is alpha and this angle is beta. So this is, so just remove this. I will just draw this. Just this is my alpha. Okay, here you can see here, and here this portion only you just take. It is in the form of like this. You can see here. Okay, so this is one portion for B link, and that is one portion for A link. Okay, so A point and B point. So now, so you can see this, the point whatever A is located and the point B whatever is located, it is on the one link. It is just on the one link. This is a single link, so they doesn't have relative motion between them. The point A and point B doesn't have any relative motion between them. That means what I can write as, that's why what the reason I can write is VA cos theta is equal to, sorry, cos theta is equal to VB cos theta. Sorry, VB, it should be VB cos beta. Sorry, it is beta. Yeah, here it is beta. I can't draw it, so I'll draw with my hand only. Okay, this is beta, and I will just make it this directly. This I'll just rub this. Oh shit. This is okay. I'll write. This is nothing but as an alpha. On this only I'll write. Okay, it will be more clear. Okay, this is nothing but as an alpha. Okay, so actually what I have drawn here, it is theta means nothing but here what is our theta? Here we theta we have alpha, and here theta what we have beta. So directly what I have written here, VA cos alpha is equal to VB cos beta. So why I can write this, because this A and B points are lying on one rigid link, so they don't have any relative motion in between them. So that's why the VA cos alpha is equal to VB cos beta. Okay, so next one. Now here you can see this equation. If I see this, now VA I can write as VA by VB is equal to cos beta by cos alpha. So similarly this also I can write here. This I can write as VA by VB equal to, I can write as cos beta by cos alpha. Cos beta, I just make it by cos alpha. So you can see here, this will be my equation now, cos beta by cos alpha. So this will be my equation now. So I have just interchanged this, VA divided by VB is equal to cos beta by cos alpha. I can take this. Now this I can write as cos beta and cos alpha. I can write as in other way also. But initially I will just tell you how we can write it here initially. Like as you can see here, this angle whatever you can see here, completely from starting from link AB to this point. Okay, completely, because the motion of this link, I'll just this motion of the link is like this. These are the velocities moving. Okay, the motion of the link is like this. That means this is completely, you can see here now, this completely angle, this complete angle is nothing but as an 180 degree. Correct? It is nothing but as in 180 degree. I'll just write here 180 degree. So you can see here already in this 180 degree, already this angle, whatever the angle I have shown, this perpendicular I have shown here. If you want, I'll make it once again. This angle is nothing but as in 90. So I'll just minus this 90 degree and minus this angle, that is nothing but as in beta. I'll just write here. This is beta. Can you understand this? So very simple. You can see here this angle I have taken. This is from this line, starting from this line to this line, it is totally 180 degree. So 180 degree, in that we know that, see, this angle is 90 degree. Already we know that this angle is 90 degree, correct? So I have minus this 90 degree, and this angle we know that it is beta. So I have minus it beta. So what will be my remaining angle? It will be 180 minus 90 minus beta. So 180 minus 90 is nothing but is in 90. So I can write it as 90 minus beta. I can write it as 90 minus beta. Okay. So similarly here also I can see, if you see this portion, you see this portion directly. For this I can write as this totally this is my, what is my angle? This is my 90 degree. So already I know in that alpha is there. So what I can write here? I will write here for this 90 minus alpha. 90 minus 90 minus alpha. So the angle acting over here, the A is 90 minus alpha, and angle acting over here is nothing but as in 90 minus beta. So now what I can put here for this formula, VA and VB is equal to, instead of cos B divided by cos beta divided by cos alpha, I can write it as, what I can write it as cos beta. I can write cos beta as sine 90 minus beta. This I can write as, see, I will write here cos beta, I can write as sine 90 minus beta. Sine 90, sorry, sine 90 minus beta. Similarly for this also I can write as, for alpha I can write as here cos alpha, I can cos alpha I can write as equal to, I'll write sine 90 minus alpha. I'll just complete now here this one. So cos beta, so you can see here cos beta I can write as sine 90 minus, and here I'll just make it cos alpha. It's not coming properly. Okay, so these things I can write in this way, that sine 90 minus beta and sine 90 minus alpha. 90 minus beta, sine 90 minus alpha. I can, so just substitute these things. So when I just substitute these things, it will become 1 VA, yeah, VA by VB, it will remain same. And these now you can see angle AMI, you can see angle A. Now this point I'll just mark it over here, yeah, angle. So you just see AI, just you see this one, this angle, you can see this triangle, you can see from this triangle AIB, what we can write? For writing this I have to apply Lami's theorem. Okay, the Lami's theorem I won't tell you because already we have learned this. So directly we can write it as AI divided by sine 90 minus beta. AI divided by this angle. If you see this portion AI, what is the opposite of this one? This angle, this one. So this angle is nothing but as in, what we have written, sine 90 minus beta. So I can write as, you can see here I can write as AI, sorry, AI divided by, same thing whatever we have taken here, sine 90 minus beta. I'll just write here, yeah. So similarly for this also, on the other side, by applying the Lami's theorem, okay, equal to, I will just write here equal to, now equal to B1 also same, not B1, BI, sorry, BI is divided by sine 90 minus alpha. Okay, minus alpha. I'll just write it later on. So you can see here, this will be my, this point will be my alpha, and so I can write in this way, and this is my beta. Okay, so by these points I can write as AI by BI is equal to these things. Okay, so now I can write initially from here now VA by VB equal to AI by BI. So this I can write as, here you can see, so from this I can write as AI by BI equal to I can write as, or you can say here VA, yeah, VA divided by VB is equal to, so VB is equal to AI by BI, AI by BI. Okay, so hence it is proved that similarly, so just what is the motto behind to show this here, like, you know, if it is VA by AI, I can write here now VA by BI. Here I can write as VA by AI. AI is equal to VB by BI. Sorry, BI. So similarly, I can write as VC equal to, so VC divided by CI. Okay, this is the thing I have to prove here. So what will be the